After a long winter's break, Formula One finally dawns back to pre-season testing. Welcome to day one of 6 for the 2020 Formula One season pre-season. And alongside me, finally, we've got our own mics. Finally, I don't have to share anymore. But it's my father, it's Ian Birch, he's our pit reporter. Hello,
as long
Dad.
as they both work.
They do both work this time.
Crofties didn't.
No, I know, that was embarrassing. Crofties didn't in the testing.
And someone had the fader up on Rachel. And
yeah, that wasn't there. Yeah, it was a pretty mixed day. First day, yeah. You were in the commentary box for a while. You've been watching it. What have you noticed today so far?
Well, I noticed the same things that Ted's noticed. Right, the similarity between the three cars that have Mercedes engines.
Is that which one was that again?
Definitely. I mean, Racing Point, right?
Yeah.
Force India.
We still call them Force India.
Racing Point, Force India, because people might not know.
Yeah,
who
good point.
Racing Point are. Racing Point and Mercedes, from the front, are identical.
They're the same nose, same car.
Just underneath the halo, there's two little flick outs that do the air into the different side pods, and they're there on both. They use the same wind tunnel, as Ted pointed out, and things like that. And yeah, people under the regulations, because of Ferrari doing it with Haas and all the people saying, "Is this right? Is this wrong?"
It's sort of created
created a thing.
Spec
and now it is the done thing for things. And virtually on the grid, we've got 3 types of cars. We've got the Ferrari-powered cars that all look alike. We've got the Mercedes cars that all look alike, and the Red Bull.
The Red Bull is an interesting one because we talked about it in commentary when you were in the commentary box. The front wing has changed a lot this year. They've now got a second intake valve just above the sort of platypus. I'm not sure what that does yet. I don't know if you know.
No, it's an air intake that goes up, and the only thing I can think of that, like you said, it could be something to call in the only thing that's behind that nose are the brake cylinders for the brakes.
Yeah, the brake coolants.
Right, so it could be cooling the coolant, right, and also it might be going off in a different direction.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what holes they've got in the bulkhead.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing as well. That's why we saw Ferrari technicians out in the circuit taking photo of the Mercedes and the Red Bull.
I've seen the Ferrari bulkhead.
You've seen the Ferrari, oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the Ferrari bulkhead, right? And can I just say that I know they're all changing next year, but I feel Ferrari haven't made that much of a step.
Doesn't look like it, does it?
No.
There was rumours that they were going to copy Mercedes front wing, but then everybody else has. But they've stuck with their concept.
If you copy like they are at the moment, right? Like Racing Point is an exact copy of the... Doesn't always work. Haas were almost identical to Ferrari last year.
And look what happened.
Different paint job, different drivers, different scenario.
Yeah, and if you look at Haas last year, they were absolutely nowhere. This year, however, their car looks a little bit better than what it has done. But the biggest surprise of the day was Max Verstappen putting in 167 laps. That's almost 3-4 Grand Prix distances.
I think on a high-speed braking, that Red Bull didn't have grip at the rear.
No, we saw him spin twice out on the track.
Whether or not that's their fault.
Yeah.
Max has got the wrong setting for front and rear, right? Which is
easy fix.
This is what day 1, day 2, and day 3 are like.
It's second
test.
That's when we see everything.
That's when we see the things with the ironed out problems. That's what 1, 2, and 3 are for. No, there's no 4.
No 4. That's something else that was changed. Yeah, I was surprised as well as anybody that they've cut 2 days of testing.
Crofty had no dinner.
Donna? There you go.
Crofty had no dinner.
No, well, I didn't. I was literally in here making the notes.
He had no dinner, but by the look of what he's been eating over the winter, he don't need no dinner.
Nah, he has got my coat.
That voice again.
I think he's nicked my coat as well, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Going on forward, tomorrow we hopefully get Sebastian Vettel back in the car.
Ah,
He's been ill, but has he? Because I'm not sure.
Yes, he has been ill.
Yeah,
We have to believe him.
Yes, we have to.
Because, you know...
I don't know.
Because of the fact that he said so.
Yeah, he did tell us. But Charles Leclerc was in the car all day today.
Didn't Fernando do exactly the same last year?
Yeah, I think it was the year before, wasn't it? He gave up on a day.
Saying, I'm ill. Well, stop eating the paella then.
I had paella this time last year in a pasty bun. Let me tell you, that's something.
But he's Spanish. He should know better.
Yeah.
Seafood doesn't always work when you're going around vibrating like that for 8 hours.
No, Lando Norris is actually...
Out of sleep.
What?
Lando Norris
fell asleep, did he?
Well, he's been sleeping all day.
Oh, right. I was about to say that he's allergic to shellfish.
Yeah.
If terminally... Yeah, if he has it.
Well, he said that Sainz has been very selfish with the car today.
Shellfish. There you go. We've been back, what,
No,
5 minutes?
Lando's tomorrow, but Lando didn't drive today. But he was doing his little camera bit.
Yeah, he's been doing... now, this is what happens.
That's where he comes out and looks at the data screen
and just,
talks to the things,
and goes back in.
Looks interested, and then goes back to sleep.
Yeah, that's basically what he does. But... the drivers today have been taking... Now, last year...
And Annie's back.
Annie's back, yeah. She walked into the back of the commentary box
She
at
went away
Farm.
to W Racing, but the Williams have brought her back because of the fact that the girl that usually is head of communications is on maternity leave.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Annie's back. Annie has been in Formula One as long as Claire's dad.
Yeah, she's been there since day one, hasn't she?
She has been there since a young lady. And... Lance Stroll.
Stroll, yeah. He had hers.
He had her.
Yeah.
And his dad is very... likes her a lot.
Yeah.
You know, for looking after his son. And if a billionaire likes you a lot, I think you're in for a payment one day.
Yeah.
He will give you a little gift that
well, he supplied the
his
team with Williams, didn't he?
Yeah, because Lance, maybe she'll get a Tommy Hilfiger top.
Yeah.
If she asks
now,
Lewis.
Do you know what I regret? Just quickly, when we did the World Endurance Championship coverage a couple of years ago, and I went to Silverstone, I'd just gone off air, and we started walking out of the paddock, and I looked behind me, and who stood there? Anne,
yeah.
I was like, no.
Everybody, I mean, everybody talks about her. She's like everybody's grandma in the paddock.
Yeah,
and everybody she doesn't take fools and she doesn't take slacking.
No, she doesn't. No,
she is. But she tells it as it is. And we talking of Lance Stroll being nice, right? Because he's been in Formula One a lot.
Yeah,
he's been a sponsor of Formula One for the last 30 odd years.
Yeah, Lawrence Stroll. I was just thinking Lance. Yeah, Lawrence. I was just thinking Lance.
Lance.
Yeah, Lawrence Stroll. It's Lawrence. Yeah.
Lance. Right.
Yeah, go on.
This is the story of two sisters.
I don't know that one. Do I?
Yeah, it's soap.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, older viewers will.
Yeah. See, this is why we have him on.
Yeah.
Megan's back tomorrow, so you're not going to get
Lance
much.
has got two sisters.
Yeah.
Lance has got two sisters.
Yes.
They get all the fine clothes. He gets all the racing gear.
I think that's a fair trade-off, really.
Well, not when your dad makes clothes for Ralph Lauren.
Yes, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Right, just quickly, because you're not in our coverage tomorrow, Megan's back with us. You're all together on the final day. Major points over the winter. Chinese Grand Prix delayed, postponed. Monza could be... Imola could be coming back on. Yeah. What's your thought on that? Are we actually going to race in China this year at all?
I don't think so. I think China... China's shut down. You can't even get car parts at the moment.
Yeah.
Land Rover are getting people to bring stuff from certain areas of Indonesia type area.
Yeah.
You know, what is it in Asia?
Asia and Indonesia,
Indonesia type thing. And it was on the news today that they're bringing them in suitcases because they can't get them out of China.
Yeah, that's all the spare parts and all, isn't it? Yeah, so it's already damaging everything.
It's lucky because our camera comes from China.
Yeah, the camera comes from China. The mics come from China. If you look down here, it says made in China.
Me dinner came from the Chinese a couple of months back.
Do you know,
I'm not allowed a lot of Chinese, you see.
No, it's not. I'm
not allowed a lot of anything.
No, airtime seems to be the only thing you're allowed more of. But
he is cruel. He says it's widescreen problems, but it's not. It's because I'm ill.
glad he's not back with us tomorrow.
I am ill. I've been ill for years.
Yes, but tomorrow you actually can't be physically near anything. So there you go. There's a thing for
I'm
you.
having a scan.
And he's radioactive.
Radioactive.
So Megan's joining us tomorrow, but you'll be back for the final day.
Wilkins, radioactive. Radioactive.
Every time.
I like Lenny.
I love doing this with you because it's just like anything can happen. And that's what gets us.
Lenny
views on YouTube.
is one of the great comedians of our time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think he's fantastic. I am comedy mad.
Yeah, we all are. We always make the joke in the commentary box about getting song lyrics in, getting
I
comedy
tell great
lyrics in.
jokes. This is my son.
That's not a joke. Right, we've got to wrap because we've got to get on to the results for the,
Right,
for
you
the
start.
day. No, I don't know.
Here's a new dance that you all can do, baby, baby. How do you do rap?
I don't know.
It's just a series of words that go on and on.
I'm useless at it. I really am. Megan's probably could do something with it. I'll tell you what, we'll get.
Didn't you see Stormzy on the Brits?
I missed the Brits.
Oh,
I was busy.
He did that one that he's really famous for.
Oh, right.
It was brilliant.
I didn't know. I missed it. Is it on? Where's it on? iPlayer,
Stormzy.
ITV.
See, I'm up with all this stuff, and he don't know.
No, that's why. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
He don't know. He's going to fencing in a bit.
Yes, I've got to do it. So we've got to get on with this.
Right, go on.
Right. Anything else from today that I point out? Because we've got Mercedes 1-2 at the top, Hamilton topping the afternoon session, Bottas topping the morning
Well, we've
session.
done about the fact that the Red Bull doesn't have enough grip.
Excuse me. Yeah.
The only other major talking point, and yet again, Ted,
Yep.
is the rear suspension on the Mercedes, right? Whereas you've got usually a strut there and a strut there, they've lowered the strut, so it's like that, and fitted into just beyond the braking. Well, it's just around
It's
about
just
the
about
braking.
the brake duct. Yeah.
And the other strut's like that, and so and it's giving them more downforce.
Yeah.
But so what they're losing the speed because of that, right?
There you go.
Because who needed? If it was a drag race, one of them said today,
Yeah.
right? You know, Red Bull or Ferrari would win.
Yeah, because they've got the best straight line car.
But 6 championships later, right? It's not all about the speed.
Yeah.
It's about how you get round corners. I mean, we all know about the Mercedes little trick with the corners.
Yeah,
where the steering column goes down a little bit.
Yeah, it gives
to get them round the
more
corner
angle,
better.
Yeah, I mean, we saw last year with all the Ferrari cottoned onto that, didn't they? They tried something in the latter half of the
Ferrari's got
season.
their own version, yeah.
Yeah, they because that was the second half of the season last year.
And that brings us on to the final thing for today about the
yeah, because then I'm going to get onto the reports.
Right, is that certain Ferrari cars are smoking.
Yeah, I did notice it. Alpha with their Ferrari
Who?
engine, Alpha Romeo. Sorry, I forgot we've got to do that now. We've got
No,
Alpha
it's not.
Today.
It's Alpha Touray and Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, so it's Alpha. It's the Alpha.
Touray.
It's the Alfa Romeo
Touray.
that's smoking, isn't it?
Yes.
And Ferrari
And
hadn't smoked.
And it's under 16. It's
It's under 16.
under 16.
months.
It's smoking. But again, Ferrari are over 50 and still smoking.
If you think about it, they've got Mission Winner on the side of the car. If you think about it as well, they
1,000 odd Grand Prix.
yeah.
Right.
That's the French
1,000
Grand Prix.
odd Grand Prix, and it's years since they had a success.
I'm trying to think. Last time the
But
constructors was
I like
2007.
Pinotti, but I don't
Right.
think he has enough technical things. Hopefully, the two lads they've got in the technical side, but he does understand the car more than the last guy.
Oh yeah,
'Cause the last guy is just a fan.
Maurizio.
Well, he was in charge of advertising for 20 years, and media and people to sponsor the car, right? He knows he's Formula One, but he don't know the technical stuff. It's a bit like Valtteri,
Yeah,
right? Lewis don't care about. He just drives it.
Lewis
Right.
can make anything work.
Right, but the reason Valtteri gets anywhere near Lewis is that Valtteri has an engineering degree and knows what the engineers are talking about.
Yeah, everyone forgets that. about Valtteri Bottas. He does actually have that engineering degree, and also he's a bit more like Alain Prost. He can set the car up just the way he wants it. But the problem
Well, that's
is,
because his degree in engineering
Yeah.
allows him to listen to what the experts are telling him and understand it.
Yeah.
Whereas Lewis drives by the seat of his pants.
Yeah.
Right? Lewis is expert.
the pair of them
Right.
together sort of make Ayrton Senna, don't they? We've got the pure driving talent with Lewis Hamilton and the engineering side with Valtteri Bottas. It is a winning formula
I know what
compared
you
to the
mean.
rivalries.
I know what
yeah,
you mean,
yeah.
there, but I think Lewis has done more than Ayrton at the moment.
Oh, definitely.
Right, we lost Ayrton before he could show anything else.
That Williams
Yeah,
in
that's-
'94 he would have been
Yeah,
champion.
That's true. But Lewis is fast becoming the greatest driver of all time.
He could be ahead of Michael Schumacher this year in terms of victories and could match him in world championships this season as well. That's a big talking point. Whereas 2 years ago we were talking about 5
test
for 5.
for Lewis, and I'm sure he'll get through it, is when they change the changing regulations next year, right? Because it might even the playing field out. Lewis likes a scrap though.
He loves them.
Likes
Loves
it
them.
when someone's on his tail.
Yeah.
When he's out in front on his own, he just gets into automatic.
Yeah, all the time,
Right.
every single time.
Lewis.
Anything else?
Lewis for 2020.
Yeah, it seems to be more likely the team
He
to
tells
be.
me off for
No, I don't.
being partisan, things like that. About is it partisan where you're biased?
You could just
I'm
say biased. You could just say that.
But I support Lewis.
Well,
And
everyone does.
if the other three Brits ever get near,
Yeah,
because Albon is a Brit and he's the lightly one.
yeah, with the Red Bull.
Albon's got
yeah.
dual nationality.
Yeah.
Right, and if we'll be cheering him if he gets close to a podium, just like we do Lewis.
I definitely think he's going to have a victory this year,
Yeah.
Albon. That car's just too quick not to have a victory.
And George has got a really George
Yeah.
and Lando have got to really take it to their teammates, because don't think Lafiti is a rookie.
No,
He's
definitely not.
24-year-old, and I've been watching him for years, and the kid's a good driver.
He's
I'll
runner
call
up
him a
last
kid
year.
because I'm way older.
He's runner up last year as well in the Formula 2, and he is outstanding. And actually, Williams haven't just brought one car to this test; they've brought two. The other one is last year's car with this year's Aero package. But that's good. If they crash this one, they can put that one out.
Kubica actually turning out for the other team.
Yeah, Alfa Romeo. He's now their third driver as well. We never got to talk about that much today, but we'll get onto that later. Right, thank you. Stay where you are right now because we've just got a throw. Let's take a look around the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya first, and then we'll take a look at the session results for the morning and afternoon session. Thanks, Dad. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Right, stay tuned. So let's take a look then around this 4.655 kilometre circuit. A lap record of a 118.441 set last year by Danny Ricciardo. Open up the DRS, pull length gear and start the lap down the hill to a long turn one of the longest runs down to the first corner of the season. Brake hard down fourth gear, tight right, tight left, full opposite lock, and then a long sweep of turn 3 to complete the first sector. Rise up to fifth gear, pull sixth, seventh, eighth, brake, cross the first sector time, all the way down third gear, ride uphill now before the short drop downhill towards turn 5. Heavy braking down to second gear, hug the apex hard, drift the car wide on the AstroTurf and run downhill into turn 7 and 8 chicane. Almost drop down fourth gear, clip the apex and rise uphill once more. The fast turn 9, sixth gear, lift a little, let the car rolling on the half banking and now open up the DRS and go hard all the way down towards the heavy brake of turn 10 into the MotoGP section that Formula 1 uses as well. Second gear, get this part of the course wrong, the car want to flick out like that, you've got to save it. It's a constant challenge. Uphill, wants to push you out wide, let it. Use the excess camber to drag you into turn 13 and then the chicane of 14 and 15. Ride the curbs, just clip, and then across around the final corner, turn 16, open up the DRS, go to the line, and that is a lap of the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. A wonderful circuit to take a look around and certainly is one of the best venues to have a pre-season test at. Right, let's get on to the morning session. Day one of the 2020 Formula 1 pre-season testing got underway in the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. It was a bright 9 a.m. when the green light went on and testing officially began. George Russell was the first car out of the pit lane, winning the battle against the Racing Points to get out onto the track first. Alfa Romeo and Haas however, launched their cars officially earlier on in the morning, but all honours went to Valtteri Bottas at the end of the first 4 hours. He clocked a 1:17.313, completing 78 laps, being the fastest driver of all on the opening morning. Moving forward as well, Racing Point, Verstappen as well, they were completing some good laps. Sergio Perez completed 58 laps, but a staggering 91 laps completed for Max Verstappen in the morning session. Absolutely unbelievable. As well, George Russell improved late on in the session as well. He finished in 6th place for Williams. They're having a better pre-season than they did this time last year, not even turning a wheel until the 3rd day of testing. This year, there's only 3 days, and they've got a car ready on time. In fact, they've brought 2, an old car as well for a backup. Alfa Romeo reserve driver of Robert Kubica took part in the morning session as well, getting out on the track, shaking down the car for Antonio Giovinazzi in the afternoon, and Kimi Raikkonen taking over the car tomorrow morning. But the top 10 that were out on the track first were Bottas, Perez, Verstappen, Sainz, Ocon, Russell, Leclerc, Kubica, Magnussen and Kvyat. But we're just going to quickly run you through the amount of laps. Bottas did 78 laps in the morning, Sergio Perez 58, Max Verstappen 91, Carlos Sainz on 64, Esteban Ocon 59, George Russell a staggering 73, more under their belt at pre-season testing than Williams managed last year. Unbelievable for them. Charles Leclerc completed 64 laps. Charles Leclerc replacing an ill Sebastian Vettel. He's got a flu-like symptoms and was sent back to bed, and hopefully he'll be in the car tomorrow. Charles Leclerc taking all of the 8 hours on day one. They were supposed to share the car tomorrow, and it's supposed to be Vettel today, so hopefully it should be Leclerc on day one. Day 2 should all be Sebastian Vettel's. Day 3 should be a split between the two. Charles Leclerc, as I said, completed 64 laps in the morning. 57 laps for Robert Kubica in his morning session before he handed the car over in the afternoon. Kevin Magnussen, on his first stint of the day, did 52 laps and 53 laps for the Alfa Touray of Danny Kvyat as well. He too is in the car all day. Right, let's take a look at the times from the morning session. So Valtteri Bottas tops the morning session on day one of pre-season testing for 2020, a 1:17.313. Sergio Perez is second, a 1:17.375. Max Verstappen is third, a 1:17.787. Carlos Sainz fourth, a 1:18.001. Esteban Ocon fifth on his return, a 1:18.004. George Russell is sixth, a 1:18.168. Charles Leclerc seventh, a 1:18.289. Robert Kubica is 8th, a 1:18.386. Kevin Magnussen 9th, a 1:18.466. And Danny Kvyat rounding out the top 10 on a 1:18.484. On to the afternoon session and another 4 hours on the first day of pre-season testing, and this time in the afternoon Valtteri Bottas handed over the car to his Mercedes teammate of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton completing 94 laps in the afternoon, a staggering amount, and he also set the fastest time of the day on a 1:16.976. Bottas remained in second place. Of course, we already know how many laps he did, so did Sergio Perez. He ranked up to 58 in the end, but of course Verstappen ended up doing 168 laps, only second as well. Carlos Sainz ended up doing 161. An outstanding effort by them two today as well. Moving further down, well, Danny Kvyat ended up 5th fastest. He did 115 laps. Danny Ricciardo took over the car in the afternoon from Esteban Ocon. He did 54. George Russell ended up at 73 laps, but he gave over the car in the afternoon to Nicholas Latifi. He gave up 63. Charles Leclerc ended up doing 131 laps. 104 laps for Kevin Magnussen, and Antonio Giovinazzi got in 78 laps in the end, compared to his teammate Robert Kubica on 59 as well. Interesting day of pre-season testing, but it's not over just yet. There were a few spins in that session as well. Max Verstappen, as your dad said earlier on, just caught the gravel on one stage. The car flicked him round, but then a few minutes later did exactly the same thing. The car just almost jettining himself towards turn 13 on the MotoGP layout, and a return to the garage was needed for them to assess the damage. But it was a clean first day of pre-season testing, if you can believe it or not. Not a single red flag was thrown over the 8 hours. An outstanding achievement for Formula One. Let's hope that continues into day 2 and day 3 of this test. Right, let's take a look at the full results and the afternoon session classification after day number 1. So Lewis Hamilton tops the end of day 1 of pre-season testing, a 1:16.976. Bottas' time for the morning stands, a 1:17.313. Sergio Perez third, a 1:17.375. Max Verstappen fourth, a 1:17.516. Danny Kvyat fifth, a 1:17.698. Then we get Carlos Sainz in sixth, a 1:17.842. Daniel Ricciardo 7th, a 1:17.873. Esteban Ocon 8th, a 1:18.004. George Russell in 9th on a 1:18.168. And Lance Stroll rounding out the top 10, a 1:18.282. Charles Leclerc 11th, a 1:18.289. Nicholas Latifi, a 1:18.382 in 12th. Robert Kubica 13th, a 1:18.386. Kevin Magnussen 14th, a 1:18.466. And Antonio Giovinazzi in 15th, a 1:20.069. That's it then from the first day of pre-season testing for 2020. We'll be back tomorrow for day 2 at the same time. Megan will rejoin us as well for the first time this year. She'll be joining me in the commentary box as well as providing the insight in the afternoon YouTube show as well. And on the final day, we'll all be back together as well as we look forward to days test number 2 next week for days 4, 5 and 6. But join us tomorrow for day 2 of pre-season testing. Bye for now.